All right, next up, coming from my neck of the woods, I serve northern Michigan in my role, and Tuscarora Township happens to be in northern Michigan. If you happen to know, it's on Burton Lake in the community of Indian River. And so let's welcome the team from Indian River and Tuscarora Township, Dawn Webb, Jane McGinnis, and their entourage to present about the Tuscarora Township project.
Good afternoon, and oops, can you hear me? Sorry. Good afternoon, and thank you to the Consumers Energy Foundation and Rural Partners of Michigan for the opportunity to be here today. We are members of the Indian River Women's Club. It is a all-volunteer, 60-member organization that serves Tuscarora Township.
Our community of about 3,000 might be small, but the places that bring us together mean a great deal to all of us. DeVoe Beach is one of those places. It's where families gather, children play, community events are held, and memories are made. In fact, my family was there on the beach. You'll see that in one of the photos in the video. From the early 1900s, you'll see that more than a century later, families are still making memories at that very same beach.
So through volunteerism and community partnerships and projects like this one, we work to improve the quality of life for the community.
Today, we're honored to share our vision of enhancing DeVoe Beach and ensuring that it continues to serve future generations.
Indian River, Michigan is defined by water and by community. Set along the inland waterway in Tuscarora Township, our rural character comes from a simple truth. People gather here, not in crowded spaces, but along quiet shorelines, where neighbors know each other and visitors feel like they belong and why they return year after year. For generations, this shoreline has brought people together. Even in 1910, families gathered here. Today, that tradition continues at DeVoe Beach, a small but vital public space serving residents, families, and visitors traveling the inland waterway. What makes this project unique is not just the improvements, it's the role this place plays. In a rural community like ours, this is where people connect the water and to each other. Then, in April 2026, everything changed. Historic flooding across the inland waterway pushed DeVoe Beach beyond its limits. What had served this community for generations was suddenly damaged, eroded, and in many ways, lost. But this moment also created an opportunity, not just to rebuild, but to rebuild better. Today, DeVoe Beach is limited by aging infrastructure, deteriorating seating, lack of accessibility, and outdated amenities. With grant funding, the Indian River Women's Club will help transform it into a more accessible, sustainable, and resilient public space. Funding will be used to install ADA-accessible picnic tables made from recycled materials, durable benches, modest playground equipment, and a permanent wheelchair-accessible ramp providing safe, direct access to the beach. These improvements will remove barriers for individuals with mobility challenges, for parents with strollers, and for seniors who simply want safe access to the water. Your funding will directly support the purchase and installation of the improvements that make this transformation possible. This is a coordinated community effort Tuscarora Township is securing a Michigan DNR Passport grant to install modern, ADA-compliant restroom facilities at DeVoe Beach. The Indian River Women's Club, an all-volunteer nonprofit of 60 members, is supporting that work with its own funding, helping transform the surrounding park with accessible, complementary improvements. This is how we put our community on the map, by turning a moment of loss into a model of resilience. In our rural community, we don't just rebuild what was lost. We build something stronger. A waterfront space that is accessible, sustainable, and welcoming to all. A place where visitors don't just pass through. They experience a community that invests in people, place, and purpose. Because when we invest in places like DeVoe Beach, we invest in everyone who calls this place home, and everyone who discovers it next.
Thank you. Good question.
That's an amazing project. It's big. Can you talk a little bit, thank you, about what you think this is gonna cost total and how that breakout is with your match funding?
Yeah, so, yes, I can. Actually, when we looked at it, we were looking at sustainable ADA compliant, because anything that we purchase with this grant money would be counted towards the community's, the passport grant match. So we came up with roughly like 6 ADA compliant picnic tables. They run about $1,400 a piece. A small swing set, 2 small swing sets run about $2,500 a piece. The tree hugger benches, sustainable materials, those were about $1,800 a piece. The concrete that we'll need for a wheelchair ramp to get down onto the sand, that we estimated at $1,500, and then ADA beach Moby mat, they call it, which can be rolled in for the winter. That's running about $4,500 for 100 feet. So all total with shipping and what we felt, a couple $1,000 for installation and assembly, $28,000 is what we came up with that would be able to be counted towards the passport grant match. And the passport grant is to replace the bathrooms that we currently have that are not ADA compliant. They're just, all those, they're wall toilets. We have a new sewer system that the community is through, what's the word I'm looking for? Special assessment district is going in, and so we're going to be hooking those up to the sewer system.
So first, definitely appreciate the effort in response to the flooding. This is an area I happen to be really familiar with.
Okay.
So can you talk more though about anything broader that may be happening around the flooding and how the broader strategy here would be responsive, to that? Just, I mean, I'm getting at like the sustainability, like what, are there other things that are being leveraged to prevent this from happening again in this area, or to minimize the impacts in the event that there were to be future incidents like this?
I hope there never is. This was a once, when they say once in 100 years, it was. This is an entire watershed issue. So it's not just Burt Lake, it's Crooked Lake, the Crooked River, Burt Lake, the Indian River, Mullet Lake, the Sheboygan River. The whole system failed because of it was a historic wet February, the 3rd wettest February. We had 30 inches of snow that fell over a weekend on snow we already had in March. We had 9 inches of rain in April where we normally only have 3. I hope we never see this again because it literally destroyed a lot of things. So FEMA has been in 2 days ago, well, I take that back, last Thursday FEMA came in to look at some of the damage. We've got a lot of work to do. So, know how to answer it other than that.
Thank you.
Good stuff. So, nope.
You can just say it.
There we go. This beach is clearly been used for a very long time, a lot of history. Can you talk a little bit about the community support for this and the impact this would have on folks in the township?
So I'm gonna let Jane talk about that because her family is the one that's been there for 100 years.
Okay, DeVoe Beach, as you can see in here, is that same curve. That's my grandmother, and I'm in the little corner. I was a little kid. This beach is the heart of Indian River and the community. That's where the fireworks are on the 4th of July. That's where the boat races, Daniel, top of Michigan, the world's toughest outboard race. That's in DeVoe Beach. And you can see in the video, there's families, there's seniors that are there. There's a pavilion, and there's music and concerts in the summer. And right now, the flood has destroyed, that whole wall is gone. The beach is gone. We got some of the grass. We have Veterans Pier that goes out there, and that was dedicated a number of years ago. We have bricks commemorating the veterans, and it's just, it is a gathering place for everybody. And all of that has been impacted and undercut and destroyed. And there were things that needed to be done at this beach before the flood. As Dawn mentioned, the bathrooms are old vault toilets. They're not ADA compliant. They're not, susceptible to the leaking. And now with the flood, they can't be used. So we need the new bathrooms. So that was the main thing. But we were matching to the grant, hopefully, for the bathrooms is the other amenities that are just great, is the picnic tables that are not, you can't get a wheelchair up to them. You can't, there's nails, there's a kayak race there every year, and they spread out their t-shirt, there's bolts and nails, so they're not safe, they're not good. So we've got the picnic tables. We need to have the accessible down to the beach. The ramp is falling apart, it is not working. So there's a number of things that need to be done. And now the flood just compounded all of that. And this is a place where people, they make their memories. We were, Jane Baker is president of the Women's Club. We were just talking earlier today about when we were kids there. Oh yeah, we'd go down to the concession stand, 5 or 6 times a day, and we remember the big old rock place. So this is a place that people remember. It's important.
It sounds like this would be complementary to some other efforts that are already underway for bathrooms.
Yeah, everything that's been done in our community has always been completed with, because we're a small community. It's either been grants that people have obtained, and then the balance of the money has come from donations from people or groups like ourselves that, we have several nonprofits that step up and contribute to any beautification or, upgrades that need to happen.
Certainly our hearts go out to the folks in Indian River. Okay. Hearts go out certainly to the folks in Indian River and that whole region that suffered that extreme flooding this spring. It's, and still suffering. I would love nothing more, seriously. Yeah. Our second place recipient comes from flood-ravaged Tuscarora Township in Indian River for the DeVoe project. The ladies from the Women's Club there will be receiving $15,000 to put toward that project. And hopefully the waters recede soon in Indian River, so congratulations.